the Monty channel. I'm Monty, and I was gonna try something a little different over here. Every Sunday, I wanted to bring you guys something called the Reality Rewind, where we review a classic reality TV show, and this segment will be Flavor of Love, season one. So for the next however many Sundays, we're going to cover um, Flavor of Love, season one. So let's get into this review for season one, episode one of Flavor of Love. Okay, so don't you just love a good blast from the past, some good nostalgia? I know I do. It's a nice escape. It takes you back to a simpler time of plastic bangled jewelry and crunchy pack hair. It was definitely a time to be alive. Peplum shirts and oversized t-shirts and whipping and snapping and oh, it was a time. Fitted hats that weren't fitted at all. Ah, yes, those were the days. Okay, so Flavor of Love season one, was that like 2006, 2005, 2006? I don't remember. I think it was like 2006. It was 05, 06. It was one of those. So this was a long time ago. I go back and watch these shows like all the time. So, but yeah, let me get into it because I'm rambling. Oh, let me get into it. I'm rambling, y'all. I'm sorry. It's 2 minutes don't went by. Okay, so the show opens with Flavor of Love hopping out this rental limo looking a damn fool in this Joker suit and this big ass stud in his nose. With this dining room clock around his neck. He's giving a little intro of who he is and everything he's done and what he's looking for. So okay, so we get to the house and this VH1 rental house that he's talking about is his mansion. Like, baby, we know it's not. Like, back then we was like, oh my God, Flav got money. He having money. When he lacking in the face, he making up for it in the wallet. Like, no, that was a prop house. Those were props. So we are introduced to the girls, and like the girls are in the house, like stacked up. I said stacked up, child. You know what I mean? Like they standing like they in a choir. So like immediately he goes to hoops. Immediately. So that's kind of telling. And then I look back and I'm like listening to like some of Hoops' verbiage. And it's like, baby, you knew you was gonna win, or you knew that you was gonna be one of the final ones. You knew that. You knew, Miss Girl. You knew. So the girls are, some of the girls are comparing him to their fathers, talking about, he got gold teeth and, he smelled like malt liquor just like my daddy. And they giving out church hugs, the one arm, like let's not, like, like, baby, something like that up in my face. I couldn't have even pretended. I definitely would have been one of the first five sent home. Because I'm like, I'm so sorry. I can't. I've been in opportunities like that before where the bag was right, but I just wasn't attracted. I couldn't even do it. I couldn't fake the funk. Shout out to y'all that be out here, screaming and creaming for the bag. Shout out to y'all that do it, because I can't do it. It's not for me. I had to make my own lane, baby. I can't do it. I tried. Not for me, baby. I was like, how do y'all? I'm there like, how do y'all be doing this? I can't. So typical reality TV mess, 20 girls, 15 beds. So from what I gather, that's where this mess started. You know, when you be watching the Housewives and they're like, oh, why is it only 6 beds and it's 8 girls here? Or why are we in bunk beds? That mess started with Flavor of Love. Unless it started with The Bachelor. I didn't watch The Bachelor like that. If y'all watch The Bachelor, drop down in the comments and tell me. But from what I gather, especially in the black reality TV shows, this whole mismatched number of people and beds started with Flavor of Love. So he gives the girls their nicknames, another concept that was taken and ran with on so many reality TV shows to this day. We see that we're still doing naming ceremonies on Zeus shows. And the majority of the reality TV show people today, have like names, for their reality TV persona. So, he really started, he pioneered a lot with his little funny looking self. The one white girl, Apple, she was like, I didn't know like how some of the girls were gonna be. I didn't know like what to think. Like some of the girls are gonna be like, ghetto-ish, like, like ghetto. I'm like, ooh, child, like the things that the things that we let slide back then that we thought was normal or we condone that wouldn't get away with today, baby. Like today, today's Black Twitter would have chewed her up and spat her out. She would have logged on and saw that and be like, I forfeit everything. Send me home. Take me home. I don't want to be here. Get me out of here, baby. These people are eating me up. Like, baby, Black Twitter would have showed you what the real ghetto looked like. Ooh, she lucky Twitter wasn't around back then. So Hottie's dysfunctional ass got up here with her iconic line, my man, my money, my mansion, with that stiff ass crunchy pack hair. And it looked like she just had one bundle because, it was like flip back and it was stiff. Like, how is your hair long and still like raise you? Okay, look, you remember like back when you needed you needed a new relaxer and your hair got stiff, and when you bent down, like it'll be sticking up off of the back of your neck, like that little. You know what I'm talking about? Like, how is your hair long in doing that? My baby, that was I don't think it was real. It had to be synthetic. That was back when the girls was gluing synthetic hair into their head. At least the girls go human now. If it be pack hair, at least it be human pack hair. That was back when the girls was getting synthetic tracks. That was that shit you couldn't put heat on it. You just had to glue it in and go. Okay, so then we get to another point where the girls are competing for his time. Everybody's like pulling him away. It's all these different women, and they only got a certain amount of time. See, back in these days of reality TV, like they used to be up and filming till like 4 a.m. And when he would be going on dates with these girls one-on-one, like he would actually be spending like an hour at a time with them, and then they would just edit it out. But he was actually legitimately spending time with these women. And when he used to be like, I'm tired, like that, it was real. Like he really was tired. He had been filming like literally since the morning. And so then when it got to a certain point where he wasn't giving some of the girls energy, like that was why. So, I mean, I get it, but still, like, I can't believe we lived in an era where there was a show, let alone a dating show, and Flavor Flav was the prize. I cannot believe that there was an era in time when that was a thing. Like, that is crazy to me. Having a reality show with Flavor Flav being the prize is crazy. Anyway, so we get to moving on. We have Goldie Big Country ass getting drunk off of champagne, and she hurling in the living room, throwing up in the little trash can waste paper basket. And the girl the one girl what's her name, Rain, always whimpering and crying for what and why I don't know. She nursed her back to health and got her up. And so then the elimination comes around, and surprisingly, Hottie Crunchy Weave ass is called first. Always in this cheesy ass Fredericks of Hollywood lingerie, real cheap. I don't even know if I want to give it yeah, it's Fredericks of Hollywood. Remember Fredericks of Hollywood used to be in the mall. It was always like more lusty than Victoria's Secret. It was Victoria's Secret, and then it was Fredericks of Hollywood. Fredericks of Hollywood is what like the 80s porn girls used to wear. So she always has some mess like that on. And the big nipple girl, the one girl that was crying, she's talking about my nipples are like really big. Like Big Nips got sent home first, and she over here crying and bawling, talking about, oh, you got Hottie over here, and she was throwing up in the trash can, and he picked her over me. He didn't know about the throw up in the trash can, baby. You just didn't stand out. Maybe your nipples wasn't big enough, because you was like, my nipples real big, and like that was supposed to be what kept you there. I say maybe that them motherfuckers wasn't big enough. They must have not been big enough. So anyway, that was the first episode. He sent home 5 girls. I think he sent home this one Asian girl, and she was just like, I don't understand why he sent me home. And I'm like, honey, your face. That's why he sent you home. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And her being Asian, it had nothing to do with it. I just don't remember her name. And her name had something to do, something. Some of them names was problematic, baby. If we keeping it a buck. Like naming the Asian girl Oyster. I was just like, that feels racist. That feels racist. But yeah, that was episode 1, season 1. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know also what other shows that you want me to cover, because we have a plethora since this is the reality rewind segment of the channel. So drop down in the comments. Let me know what you want to hear. And until next time, I will talk to you soon for episodes 2 and 3. Bye.